In times of survival, short-term survival becomes your main focus, making it hard to plan or dream for the future. But what if I told you survival mode has its benefits? Survival mode is temporary. It is the growth that you get from being in survival mode that's permanent. No storm lasts forever, and usually after every storm, there's sunshine that follows. A very noticeable and recognizable benefit of survival mode is sharpened decision making. In times of high pressure situations, your decision making becomes more instinctive. You learn how to cut out all distractions and you just focus on what really matters. What's going on, everybody? I'm Wisdom Morris, the lead speaker here at Wise Wednesday, where we focus on encouraging, motivating, and developing the mindset of those who feel like life has been beating them down. And today I came to have a conversation with the person that's currently in or entering survival mode. Speaking from experience, survival mode can feel never ending. It can feel very stressful. In times of survival, short-term survival becomes your main focus, making it hard to plan or dream for the future. But what if I told you survival mode has its benefits? And that's what we're here to talk about today. Hopefully by the end of this conversation, you will be able to change the narrative of survival mode and begin to take control. Growing up in a single parent household and spending some time as an entrepreneur, full-time entrepreneur now, I've spent most of my life navigating the ropes of survival mode. Through my experience, I've learned that even though it doesn't feel like it, survival mode is temporary. It is the growth that you get from being in survival mode that's permanent. No storm lasts forever, and usually after every storm, there's sunshine that follows. I want to share my story and experience from experiencing the benefits of survival mode, and hopefully it encourages you and inspires you to embrace the lessons from hardships in life and helps you get through the other side of a crisis. A very noticeable and recognizable benefit of survival mode is sharpened decision making. In times of high pressure situations, your decision making becomes more instinctive. You learn how to cut out all distractions and you just focus on what really matters. I've seen that my mind is at its sharpest when I'm in a time of crisis. Simply put, because I need to plan each and every one of my steps. Shamelessly, there's been multiple times in my life where my accounts have been in the negative for weeks, and it's caused some real deal pressure. But with all that pressure, it forced me to plan each one of my moves strategically to make sure I got my back up off the wall. Survival mode really gives you the opportunity to gain sharpened decision making, which in turn unlocks the benefit of creative thinking. When you're in a time of crisis, you're going to think creatively more than ever. You're going to create new solutions to old problems. I've seen that my best ideas have came to me when I'm in a time of crisis. What I mean by creating new solutions to old problems is that your bills, food, and even gas in your car are all going to be there whether you're in a crisis or not. But with the combination of sharpened decision making and creative thinking, I can guarantee you that possible new solutions to your old problems will begin to come to mind. The last benefit of survival mode, which I feel is the most important, is a deepened relationship with God. It's unfortunate that sometimes we have to go through a really difficult time in order for us to start yearning for God to be in our lives. But if it wasn't for Him bringing us through a difficult time, we may never admire how good He is. In my times of crisis, I've seen that I find myself listening for God more than I usually do. Which brings me back to the two other benefits that I shared. When your mind is sharp, and you're thinking creatively, those thoughts are coming from God. And He's always been there trying to give you the steps to get through what you're going through, but it's that you're just now listening to Him. Oftentimes, when things are all going good for us and things are going our way, we tune Him out. And I've done that multiple times. In closing, if you're that person out there that's entering or currently in survival mode, I challenge you to change the narrative. It starts out by acknowledging that you are in survival mode. And then you must understand that survival mode is temporary. After doing that, you can look beyond survival. You can go from short-term goals to long-term goals. It is possible for you to go from surviving to thriving. Have a great week.